First line of defense to keeping mud and dirt out of your house starts right here with a good doormat right in front of your entryway door.
Because if you allow any of the mud or dirt to get inside the house, particularly if you have hardwood floors, it'll really scratch them up. But the problem, rain blows in, it gets wet, it stays wet a long time.
As you can see here, Danny, this mat's pretty wet from rain, and it keeps the boards soaking wet underneath. Now the rest of the deck's dried out nicely, but underneath where the mat's trapped, it stays wet, and that can lead to mold and mildew, and in really extreme cases, it can actually rot out the deck. Now this is particularly a problem on traditional porch floors that are tongue and groove boards where you don't have any drainage. But in either case, I've got a pretty quick solution that'll solve that problem. And it starts with a plastic grid that is designed for use in fluorescent ceiling fixtures that you typically see in a suspended ceiling. And what I did is I just laid the mat on top of it, and I marked it and cut it to size using a jigsaw. Then you just slide it into place, lay the mat on top, and now you've got a little bit of airspace underneath it. Not only will it let the mat dry out completely, but it'll let the boards dry out as well.
Now, Joe, I see a few screws with washers here. Are you planning on actually securing it down to the deck?
Yeah, I found that the plastic's pretty slippery, and especially when the wood's wet, and as you step on it, it might slide, and that would cause a fall or trip hazard.
Right.
So yeah. I'm just going to tack down just 2 corners with some screws and some large washers. You need the washers because these holes are pretty big. So you just have to tack them right down.
Hey, great solution, Joe.